What we want to talk about today is some things that you can do with controls and indicators. We've got a lot of indicators out here that we can do things with. For instance, there are thermometers, there are nice meters, there are gauges of various kinds. You name it, it's out here. We have dials that we can use a finger to control. Okay? All of these have a number of things in common, and that is that they are scalable. For instance, right now this guy is 0 to 100. If I go in here, I can change this to be 1,000. It will automatically rescale. I can change this guy to be 5 if I want to. I can go in and I can change his size. I can put him in different orientations. Let's see, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I can, there we go, grab hold of the scale and I can change the way the scale is shown. I can turn on and off my marker spacing so that I can have arbitrary marker spacing, which gets a little complicated, but there are things you can do. I can turn on a colored ramp. Okay. I can define where I want. Let's get this guy up here. Let's see. Let's make him bigger so we can see this. Since I have arbitrary turned on right now, okay, I can move. Stop that. This is always the hardest part, is getting this to pick the right place. Come on. Be a good boy. Yeah, it's moving the whole thing. I can change his size. Come on, change size now. Grab. I told it. Oh, I know what I got to do. Sorry. I got to change what it is first. 1.5, and I can make this one. I don't know. Can't make it 6. That's too big. Let's make him 3, and then I can go in and change the coloring of this if I want to. And we're going to go blue on that end, and we're going to make it yellow on this end, and in the middle here, and could do that, and do that. And then I can come back and turn on uniform marker spacing again, so I can make my color bands be whatever I want, any place I want. If you right-click on these, go to Properties, you can set various things that are rather important. For instance, I can do things that are the scales. I can change the colors on the scales. I can change what my min and max is. If I want a logarithmic scale, I can do that. I can change what my data type is. In other words, I can say, okay, I want this to be an I8 instead of a real number. Okay? I can change what the appearance is. For instance, this particular one, I have a fill in here. I can change this fill value to be whatever color I want it to be. I can actually have multiple sliders, so I can add a second slider to it. A little bit hard to see on this particular one. If I go to, let's say, one of these, okay, you can see I have a slider here. Let's move him, and let's just change his color. The color of that slider. There we go. We'll make him a pretty pink. We go to Properties, and I can add another slider to it. And slider 2, I want to be, let's make slider 2 green, and his fill color to be yellow. Okay, so you can see I now have 2 different sliders on here. Okay, that have 2 different colors and fill points and that kind of thing. Same thing here. I can actually have multiple needles. Okay, so I can add another needle or 3. And we'll change these colors to different ones. There's a yellow needle, and we'll make needle number 2 be blue. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can make the background any color you want. And let's move this yellow needle so you can see the blue one hidden underneath it. There it is. So you can have multiple needles. You name it, you can do it. Okay? Lots of different options there. And all of these things that you can do on the front panel, we can do interactively using those property nodes. So if you want to change the color of the needle or you want to change the color of the fill and say, I want this fill to be red when it gets above 750, then what you do is write a little piece of program that has a case statement. Is it greater than or less than 750? If it's less than, you set the color to blue. If it's greater than, you set the color to red. Dirt simple. Okay? Lots of little things like that. You just embed those into the program so that as different cases occur, you're changing various characteristics about it. That make sense to everybody? This is a place to kind of experiment and have fun on this assignment. I've seen some really exciting stuff. I had one young lady last semester that took a picture and did an overlay, and she had all of her knobs were graphics, and when you turned the knob, they were the old big steel wheels with spokes sticking out of them, so when you turned the knobs, you know, the spokes were turning and everything. I really went way out there and did a lot of stuff. Yeah, there are bonus points for being creative. So have fun with it. But again, be cautious of sounds because sounds will bite you. If I can't play the sound, it doesn't do any good to have it in there. The other thing is be extremely cautious of pop-up windows. LabVIEW will let you do a pop-up window. You can launch another LabVIEW window that says, here's how big it is. Okay? So I make myself a little window that's got a warning in it. Make sure that you have a way to get rid of that window. Because if your window pops up and says, I have a warning, and it's popping up over the control that would allow you to change it so that you no longer have a warning, that you can never get to it, the grader's not going to be very happy, and you're probably not going to get very many points for having that pop up because she's going to get frustrated real fast. Okay? So be cautious of pop-ups. If you do pop-ups, you got to have a way that when you say it's okay, it goes away and it stays away and doesn't just pop back up the next time the program loops. All right? Questions?